So hello YouTube, my name is Vlad and this will be a repair, well, attempt of repair of Wiko. This is, I believe, Pulp 4G or something like it, I'm not quite sure. Now, this thing is a friend's mobile phone and, well, it fell and the glass broke. So yeah, the model is Pulp 4G. This is the new LCD that arrived. And I have never actually done anything like this before, so as Del Boy says, he who dares wins, right? So yeah, let's unscrew the screws and let's see where will that take us. Now this is a bit of a strange position for me, so if the camera moves a bit I am sorry, but this is way harder to repair than one might imagine. And these screws actually look like they have been unscrewed and not by me. Strange. So far all of the screws are of the same size, so that's pretty neat. But yeah, this thing looks like it has already been opened. Now, what's next? How can I open this? Okay. Now as you can see, something is moving. So obviously I'll need to pry it a bit. And I actually do have a prying tool, but let's see if I can open it with my fingers. No, I cannot. Or I can. Yes, I can. So basically, so far so good, right? Oh, there is one more screw in here which has been hidden. I believe so, okay. This one is, I believe, so-called warranty void screw. Yeah. But since this thing has actually broken into pieces, I'm not quite sure that warranty sticker can apply. Now, let's see just what the new touchscreen looks like. Yeah, this one is generic OEM and yeah. Okay, so obviously there are a couple of... Oh bloody hell, this thing goes underneath. I will need to, well, unglue this thing, and I will be actually using a hot glue gun for this. Now let me just take a look. So as you can see, to remove this thing all you need to do is pull up this brown connector, and I will be actually pulling it up from both sides. Now let's see if I can remove this thing gently, but somehow I think that I will have to hit this thing up. I can actually just force this thing off. Now, unfortunately, since this has arrived without, well, this plastic, this will be, I must say, an adventure to put together. Okay, now let's turn on my heating gun. I will be setting it to the well, lowest setting there is, so let's say around 100 degrees Celsius. And I do need, well, tweezers, in just a second. So the temperature is set around 100 degrees, so let's try to, well, unstick this thing. Oh, it's actually peeling off quite easily when it gets hot. And you don't want to hit this thing too much, because you will screw up the flat cables. And you don't want to do that, obviously. No, trust me when I say this is way harder with, well, with camera in front of me. But this thing is going rather okay. So yeah. Okay, we'll be actually putting this thing back, because, well, why not? Okay, so this thing has been successfully peeled off, and I can turn off my heating gun. Now, we do need this component, but we do not need this one. So that's one more step that has been done. So we do need this one, but we do not need that one, so that is why I have removed it. Now I do need to remove this glass somehow. And since this thing has shattered into pieces, this will be an adventure. I'll be setting my temperature to about 200 degrees. and I will be hitting this thing up just to see whether I can actually... Well, the problem with this thing is that it has been broken so badly that I cannot do anything with it. Okay. Let's try to remove it. Well, it's hot. So, I successfully inserted the screwdriver in here, so let's try to hit this thing up and let's see whether it will budge or not. Okay. And as I said, this is way harder than it should be with the camera in front of me. Okay. Okay. Now actually, let me use the pliers to remove this connector because I really do not need it. Sorry. So, let's give it one more push. Okay. I need to hit this thing up a bit more. Okay. And there you go. This thing has actually been removed. Well, more or less. I still need to hit this thing up a bit more. I would say this is not easy to remove. For a mobile phone that's branded Wiko, I would expect this thing to be a lot easier. True story. Okay. And there is a lot of glue in here. So, shitload of time I have actually managed to clean this thing up. But yeah, in order for me to put... But in order for me to put this thing in, I will need to remove this motherboard as well, which kind of sucks, but okay, this is... What, there are only 2 screws? Nice. Is that possible? I think so. Yes. And actually, I'll be just removing the camera. This one front facing, and I think I can actually, yeah, remove everything to slide this thing through. Now bear in mind that there is this rubber. Okay, and this is the antenna. I can actually just unhook the antenna, just pull it, and now I can work with, well, this thing. Now I'll need to put 3M tape all around so that, well, it sticks. So let's do that. Okay, so I moved the camera into a bit more, well, favorable position for me, and I need to apply some 3M tape, and this one is the thinnest I have, and it is bloody thin. It truly is. So, okay. I need to place this thing on the other side. Okay, and I will be removing this thing from, well, the new screen. So, I actually need a thicker tape in here. As you can see, I've placed some 3M tape all over this display, so here goes nothing, right? Okay. So far it looks good actually, but we'll see. I must tell you, this is actually not an easy repair, although I guess to some extent is not that hard as well. Okay, and there is a, I believe, sticker in here which I need to probably unstick, so let's see. if I do or I don't. Nope, this is not a sticker, this is a protection sheet for the capacitors and whatnot, so do not remove it. Definitely no. Okay, and this thing goes in here. Now let's see whether this thing will actually go inside. Now this thing actually looks bloody good. And it's not falling apart, so obviously the tape is holding. Okay, but I have to tell you, this is actually not an easy repair. It certainly is not. I do need to place everything back, and I need to hook up the antenna. You basically just push it. There we go. So let's place everything back where it was. So yes, okay. Okay. So now there are only those two screws that hold the motherboard, which I so don't remember where I took them off. Maybe from here. Yes, and one. So one goes in here, I believe. Definitely. So I think that this thing might be a sticker. Now let's see whether it is or it is not. Yes, it is. So you'll need to remove this one as well, because you need to glue this thing to the motherboard. Okay, so okay, and you just press and press this thing, and it has been glued. Now you need to put in the flat cables. If this thing does look complicated, it is well because it is a bit, and I'm sorry for the camera angle, but I think you do get the idea of what needs to be done. Okay, just a second. Okay, this thing goes underneath, I believe. Okay, now this one goes in there as well. This one, the other one. You just press this thing down, and this one as well. Okay, and since I have disconnected this part, I will be just closing it. And in theory, this should work. I don't need to put the front camera back. And before I close everything, I will be testing it, so let's test with the battery. And where is the power on button? Is it this one? Yeah, and there you have it. It is actually booting up. Well, not the best, but it's okay. And I need to put this thing back, and this should be working. So I've assembled everything, and let's try to turn this thing on. I think it will work. It is a bit slow boot up, but it's okay, I suppose. And this is not an expensive phone. And yeah, all I can say is 3M tape is awesome. Even the smell is good. Probably something that will kill you, but what can you do, right? So, and there you go. Now, this is Android, so wait for it. Brightness, and there you have it. It's actually working properly, and that's about it. Well, until the next time, have a good day. If you do have any questions regarding this repair, please ask me. If my camera angle was a bit off, I'm sorry. It's quite hard to demonstrate repairs such as this one. If you like this video, please click like. If you don't, click well, the reverse like, and see you next time. Bye bye.